tonight in a theme that rhymes. God, work with my mind. Get me prepared for what you have for me. There are many of you, you don't have things tonight that you should have. Therefore, who should already be possessing certain things tonight, but you don't have it. You don't have it. And the reason you don't have it is your mind. Whoa, teaching this thing right. That means some of you women that's married, you need to be more honest with those who are single. Just in telling them, some of you, not all of it, but some of you, you need to get some folks aside and just tell them, just say, girl, whatever you do, take your time. and just keep on walking. Just keep on walking. And then she be like, take my time. What you talking about? Just point it to her and just say, Just take your time. Don't rush. Don't be in no hurry. Don't be in no hurry. Oh, I'm teaching right. Now I can flip it to the brothers. The brothers who only looking at hips. Come on. See, even the brothers at a disadvantage than what I was years ago. At least when I was dumb and stupid overlooks, at least the hips back then was real. At least the breast was real. Y'all out here tripping over stuff that ain't real. And now they done got so good that you can't tell. Come on, I found myself at Lennox being guilty of looking at something. I did not stare, but it caught my attention. I thought she was in another department. Soon as she came, I said, I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready to go if you ready. We were halfway out the door. She said, you know that ain't real. What you talking about? I what? She said, that ain't real. Listen. A fool trusts in his own heart. We're finna get into some meat of it. Because, see, the world will mess you up. There is a mindset that's okay for the sinner to have, but not the saint. Let me teach it right. There is a mindset that your unsaved cousin can have, and there's nothing wrong with them having that mind, that mindset, or that heart. But if you're striving to be saved and be a child of God, if you should take upon you that same mindset, it would be wrong. But listen, but the world is so clever at their sayings that if you don't have divine wisdom, you get caught up in sayings and mess your life up. Come on, I'm finna deal with a few. And I said mess your life up. For he who trusts in his own heart is a fool. But you hear the world say all the time, just follow your heart. Just follow your heart. Oh, I don't know. I'm taught. I don't know which way to go. Hey, just trust your own heart. Follow your instincts. But do you realize when you follow what's wicked, you're going to pay for it? See, because everything in our mind did not come from God. Every intuition is not from the Most High. And if I let something get in my mind that ain't right, and I start following it, no matter how much I want to do good, I'm following what's wrong. Oh, you got people that say all the time, all I want to do is just do what's right. But you can't always follow your heart, because your heart can be wicked. Ooh, that's when you trust in it, you're a fool. Follow. Then you have people that say super stuff. Well, what I found out is that you need to go with your first thought. You need to know right about them immediately. Fool. How many times has our first thought not just been bad, but straight up evil? Your first thought was the thought you needed to cast and say to yourself, I know I ain't doing that. Come on. You ain't never had your first thought, ain't never been to slap somebody? That was your first thought. Come on, I'm talking to you, minister. Not pray. Slap. That was your first thought. And some of you old school, you back slap. That was your first thought. And you saw yourself just carrying through. You know, you got to get your legs in it. That's what you saw. But then you thought about, wait, I'm going to lose my job. Because you was at work, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my reputation. I'm going to forfeit my bonus. I'm going to lose my parking spot. Come on, somebody. I might get sued. So the first thought is definitely not what I need to act upon. But have we been guilty? Have we been guilty? Show you right. Some of us, we slapped. Right? Some of us cuss. And when you cuss, you surprise folk. It's how y'all save folks is when you get mad. And see, you didn't think you had it in you no more. You didn't know you could put the words right. But you lined them words up. Am I right? There was a time when David and his men left for battle in 1 Samuel 30. And the Amalekites came in and invaded the south, took the women and children, and burned the city with fire. When David and his men came back, there was the city burned with fire. Your women and your children taken captive. But what I love about David, though he was not a perfect man, he didn't just get up and do the first thing that came to his mind. Because you know, no doubt he wanted to get somebody. Even when his own folk turned on him and tried to blame him, David went to God and said, Lord, shall I pursue? See, this is what's wrong with the world. When the world tells you just follow your heart, you may end up pursuing something God never intended for you to chase or to go after in the first place. People have got trapped pursuing things. People have pursued things they never used. But it don't stop them from paying for it right now. People have student loans for degrees that they're not doing. Why did you pursue that? Why did you waste all that time, that energy, that effort in going after that? Well, I was just following my heart. But see, David didn't follow his heart. He went into prayer and he asked God, shall I pursue? Shall I overtake them? And God said, pursue. For you will surely overtake them. Watch this and recover all. You're going to get everything back, David, but you got to go now and pursue. See, it's better when I pursue what God places in my heart, my mind, than it is to just be going after what I want. I'm talking right. See, because God has a way, because he's God, of just knowing, woo, not where I need to be today. But see, God knows where I need to be 10 years from now. Come on. See, I'm glad I let God be in the decision of whether to get married. Especially when I got saved. Lord, please, Lord, what do I need to do? Help me. Because see, God knew what I would be years from now. He, above everybody, knew what type woman I truly needed. Because he knew where he was going to take me. Come on, I'm teaching right. Because sometimes we choose, and our only choice is being made because of the present. But see, we're human. That's all we can do because we don't know the future without his help. How many times have you made decisions based on the present, thinking you was going to have to face something that down the road you never had to face that? You never went through that. Well, I better do this right now because when I cross that bridge, then I'll already. But see, that bridge ain't never coming up. You ain't going to cross that bridge. This is how we become, or we set in the seat of a fool, because we start trusting in our own mind. Are y'all with me? Another saying is, be true to your heart. What does that mean? And see, it sounds so deep. And see, now y'all looking like, oh, Pastor, that man, that's straight up trash right there. Be true to your heart. But why ain't it trash when Will Smith said it? See, it take one of these stars to say it. And then saints be like, ooh, that was deep. Be true to your own heart. They holding up their little Grammys, talking about how they won this award and how they got this, that, and the other, how they went gold and platinum. And then they'll be showing it to you. And all I want to say is that I really give God the glory. And if I could say one thing to anybody out there, is that it would always be true to your heart. First of all, they're not even talking about your God. They're not even, when they use the word God, they're praising a false God. They have a God that they worship, which is not the Most High. It is not Yahweh, Jehovah. Oh, you better come on. You know I'll tell on them. I'll tell on them frauds. Just because somebody hit a 3 and point up, what's up? His God is up. That's the reason later on he's throwing up the sign and all of the signal, letting you know who he down with. See, sooner or later, for the eyes that are open, God is going to expose these hypocrites. You take the boy that everybody was praying for when he fell out on the field. Folk just praying and interceding and players are praying. I knew even at the time I felt something, but I didn't know what it was. And the only thing I prayed, because I caught it when it was over, I was just saying, Lord, you know your will be done in this. Because you can't trust sports. Because they're owned by Disney, and Disney is satanic. So anything Disney got their hands on, evil is involved. And so when the boy comes back, he's healed, everybody giving God the glory. But see, these folk evil. And at the Super Bowl, he showed you how evil he was. By wearing a jacket. And they knew what they was doing. It was a setup. He raised millions for his charity. And just about everybody throughout the world, he became a household name. That quick. But then on the biggest advertising stage in the world, he puts on a jacket. And on the back of this jacket, he has a cross with SpongeBob looking like he on crack. That's the head of it. Disgraceful. Hugging with all the stars. See, they promoting it. So when you see your buddy hugging him, know what your buddy about. Then folk come and say, well, Pastor, you know, so-and-so took a picture with him because he didn't really know what was on that jacket. We can't say. Let me tell you something. When these players making that kind of money, you won't get a picture with them without them knowing what you're wearing. In other words, Michael Jordan would never take a picture with me if I got on a jacket that say I hate Nike. He won't take the picture because that's not what he endorses. They're careful about everything that they do. And they have people who go ahead and sniff all of that out. I'm trying to move on. But you even got players when they get up and talk. I seen one basketball player that had a Gatorade sitting up there. He calmly walked to the podium to address the game, and he took the Gatorade and he set it down. Why did he do that? Because he endorsed his Powerade. I'm trying to teach y'all. Back in the Olympics, Michael Jordan was down with Nike, but Adidas sponsored the Olympics and the Dream Team. When it came time for pictures, Michael Jordan took a towel, throwed it over his shoulder. It looked casual, but he hid the Adidas sign. But this is what's sad. That boy would have never wore a jacket that disrespected the Muslims. Oh, I'm coming right. If he'd have put Muhammad on that and disgraced Muhammad, they'd have had to put him in hiding. They'd had to hide that boy because they were going to kill him. They're going to boycott everything that has to do with the NFL until they kick him out. But see, these Christians, see, these church folk, they soft. They hooked on our stuff. They want to be like us more than we want to be like them. I'm moving on. Somebody thinking now. But see, when it comes to the mind, number one, deals with a person's conscience. Y'all listen to me because this stuff is good. And see, there are certain things I spot and I need to spot it. I mean, I spot it quick. You hear me? That's the reason I'm moving away from so much things that's just evil. And you're going to be put to the test, especially as a Christian, and we need to be. It's time we stop being soft. It's time we stop spending our money with people who disrespect our God. You disrespect my God, you won't get my money. You won't get my money. Now, I'm not going around trying to police people and before I buy something, what you believe, what you think. No, but if you put it out there on Front Street that you hate the God I serve, then hate the money that I make, because I won't keep bringing it to you.